Hi, my name is Lam. This is 98 Real Estate VA. We have another great video today for you all. Thank you for anybody who has liked, subscribed, shared, all of that good stuff. I really appreciate it. I hope I continue to inspire you. You all continue to inspire me, and together we can do great things. So today I wanted to talk about what to do with this stimulus check. People are getting $1,200 and upwards, just depending on income and kids and things of that sort. So look into that and see how much money you will be getting. This is already passed through the Senate, the House, and Donald Trump has signed off on it, so it's definitely coming. Word of the wise, I would not count any money that you do not already have, so do not pre-spend this money. Do not put money on credit cards or go into debt guaranteeing that you will have a certain amount of money, because if it comes up short, or it's not what you think it is, if it delays, it doesn't take 3 to 4 weeks, it takes 7 to 8 weeks. So do not spend any money that you do not already have in your bank account. Make sure it is locked in, secure, and you have it before you spend it. And that goes with any money. So when you talk about what to do with this money, it's the same thing that you would do with any lump sum of money, whether it's a refund check, a stimulus check, you win the lottery, you got a settlement, whatever. You always do the same procedures, the same thing goes through your head. So the first thing, food, water, shelter, and clothing. Make sure you have food and water. The stores are pretty empty right now, but get what you can get. Don't over hoard like a lot of people, but everybody, you need food, you need water, you need to make sure your lights aren't cut off, you need to make sure your water isn't cut off. Next, you need to pay your rent, or you need to pay your mortgage. I know some people are doing coronavirus relief, so if this pertains to you, look into the relief programs where people are suspending payments up to however many months. Look into that. Make sure it's penalty free, because if it's not penalty free, it's not really a benefit to you. You can keep paying your bills like normal if you can. Do not prolong these bills and then you have all this money that you have to give up 2 months from now, 3 months from now. So if you can continue paying, do that. If they have some kind of no penalty, no fee relief, that can be useful also. Okay, so depending on your level of comfort, depending on your job security, and depending on how you think this virus is going to go, whether you think it's no big deal or you think you want to move forward, it's going to take you in 2 different directions. So if you feel like you have pretty good job security and this virus isn't really going anywhere, you should be paying down any high interest debt, credit cards. So if you have credit cards, auto loans, personal loans, and it's above 5%, you need to use this money to pay it off. Now, there's a flip side to this. Some investors, some personal finance people will tell you to keep the debt because you can pay those payments monthly, and you can use this lump sum to get in the stock market, because now is a great time to buy. Stocks are down, stuff like that. But if you are not a seasoned investor, now might not be a good time to get in the market. Things are really volatile. There's a lot of uncertainty around this coronavirus. You may think you have job security, and you may not. Unforeseen circumstances that you could not have predicted may come up. You may be paying your rent every month, but maybe the landlord isn't paying the mortgage, and then they foreclose on it. So you just never know what happens. So by paying down high interest debt, that is almost a guaranteed return on your money. If you're paying 12%, that's 12% that you won't have to pay. That is money that you are not paying in interest, and that is good for you, versus keeping that debt and trying to gamble in the stock market or trying to gamble in Forex or whatever else, and then you may make money, you may lose money, whereas paying down loans and other debts is pretty much a guaranteed return on your investment. So if you are really scared about this coronavirus, you don't know where your job is going, you don't know if you're going to be laid off, you think the world is coming to an end, stuff like that, then what you might want to do with this money is you might want to save it. You might want to just build you up a little nest egg, build you up an emergency fund, because you don't know the stuff that's going on now. You don't know how it may affect you 3 to 6 months from now, a year from now. So I would save it up, buy some guns, buy some ammo, buy some food, and buy some water. So if you feel like this coronavirus is really bad, then you need to save that money. Do not worry about your debt. because if the world is really going to ruins, if the United States is going into martial law, the last thing you need to be thinking about is paying off your debt. You might want to just stack some cash in the bank, buy some gold, buy things that would be useful in a declining market, in a depression. So that being weapons, food, water, alcohol, stuff that would come in handy. So right now and a couple of months from now would be a good time to look into consolidation loans. It would be a good time to look into refinancing. Interest rates are low. The Fed has lowered their interest rate to 0. And basically what this means is banks borrow money from the Federal Reserve and they pay a certain interest rate, which is right now 0%. So that means they can loan you money at a lower interest rate. So because they have lowered theirs to 0, that can get you some cheaper interest rates as far as refinancing and doing some consolidation loans. People are talking about the Fed going into reverse interest rates, which is a whole nother thing. But do your research before you find out what you want to do, and if you want to get into the process of refinancing and consolidation, and if you think the interest rates are going to go even lower. Okay, so you have $1,200, maybe a little bit more. So the first thing we did is make sure you have food, water, and shelter. The second thing we did was we made sure that you did not have any high interest debt, or we made sure you had an emergency fund. We made sure you had guns, ammo, and alcohol. And the last thing we are going to do, if you have all of that stuff squared away, you have your 3 to 6 months emergency fund. Maybe you want to expand that to a year, just depending on what's going on in your certain household. So the next thing you are going to do with your money is you are going to invest it. If you have your fully funded emergency fund, 3 to 6 months, you might want to up that to 9 to 12 months. Just because of the times we are in. If you have your emergency fund, you have paid off your high interest debt, or you want to gamble and not pay off your high interest debt and then use this to invest, that's fine also. That is not something I would do, but it is an option. So if you want to start investing in stocks, personally, I use Robinhood. I'm not saying that's the one you should use or it's the best. It's actually been having a lot of problems lately. That's just the one I use. I've heard Webull is good, TD Ameritrade, and Charles Schwab. So I would check out those 4 first and just see which one you like, and put in your information, transfer some money in, and you can play around with stocks that way. Now is a good time to put that $1,200 into something that will make you more money in the future. So if you're thinking about starting a business, starting an online business, doing any trainings or getting any certificates, maybe online, that can make you more money in the future, right now is a good time to do that. A lot of people are off work, so you have the free time to do it anyway. You have an extra $1,200. So put that to work with something that could make you more money in the future. I normally do not buy books, but I think I'm going to have to because all of the public libraries are closed. Any book that I can't get from the library, I generally do not buy. But considering the circumstances, I am about to order about 5 books, so I can put some good recommendations down below. If you're not into saving, you're not into investing, those are other good options. Go out and stimulate the economy. You are going to be the heroes of today, and you are going to be the heroes of 2020. You will go down in the history books. People who save and hoard money and buy into the stock market, we are not going down in history. We are going to be the bad guys 50 years from now when I'm a millionaire and I make all of my money. People are going to talk bad about me. So you will be deemed the hero if you go out and spend and enjoy it, because you have boosted GDP and you have made a lot of other people rich and you have sustained our economy. So round of applause for you all who is going to spend this money. I hope you all enjoyed this video on how to spend your $1,200 stimulus check. Thanks. So with the coronavirus going around, with the government giving us these $1,200 stimulus checks, now might be a good time to sell stuff. If you did not realize how bad the economy can get, if you thought your job was secure and now you are laid off, now you are seeing real life what what the old timers call being an adult. If you are now experiencing being an adult for the first time, or you're experiencing it for the third or fourth, fifth time over, now is a good idea to sell some stuff. Now is a good idea to make a budget. Now is a good idea to be serious about your finances. Just to know that everything is not guaranteed. It is these black swan events that can throw us off our tilt. It is stuff like 9/11. It is stuff like war. It is stuff like these viruses, which it interrupts our daily life. We go about stuff and we're living paycheck to paycheck, and then boom, the paycheck doesn't come. Then what? So now is a good time to sell some stuff. Really think about what you need. Maybe think about practicing the minimalist lifestyle. Get on budget. Budget is your number one tool for saving, and just reevaluate your life. Take this time out and think about what's important. People are dying right now. People die every day, but because of this virus, it's something new that keeps us in our head. Like the world is always adapting, it's always changing, and if you aren't adapting and changing, then where do you think that's going to leave you in the span of time, over 50 years, over 40 years? Ask some of these older people, these 50, 60, 70-year-olds, ask them what they have done with their life, ask them what they think they would change. Now is the time to do it. If you are in your 20s, 30s, 40s, even your 50s, it's not too late to get your life right. And I'm not saying that means budgeting and saving. Maybe you want to get right with God. Maybe you want to get right with a coworker. Maybe you're not in the right career space. Maybe you want to leave corporate America. Now is just a good time to reflect and reevaluate. So I appreciate that. I appreciate your time. Thank you for watching. Thanks for all my subscribers. I really appreciate it. Much love.